Welcome to the 5 for 2 podcast with me, your host Adele, where we say no to careers where you're trading 5 days of misery for 2 days of fun. A place we discuss all things career, confidence, and money moves. I want to motivate, teach, and empower ambitious women to achieve more, earn more, feel more confident, and enjoy the work they do. It's all about believing you can have everything you want in your career and then going and getting it. So if you're ready, let's get into it. Hey guys, how are you? Hope everyone's doing well. Before I even get going, if you can hear a fan in the background, I apologize. But in this heat today, while I'm recording this episode, there's no way I can record the episode without the heat. And listen, it's hard enough for me to record an episode when I've got a 1-year-old running around. She is now asleep, so you're going to get this episode with the fan in the background. I'm hoping you can't hear it too much. But anyway, I digress. Let's get into it. You know from the title, this episode's called Why I Stopped Asking for Pay Rises. And so many of you already, I know, are thinking, what do you mean, Adele? You've been telling us this is how you ask for pay rises. Talk about your impact. Do this, do that. But I want to talk about what made me stop asking for pay rises. And this happened back in like 2018, maybe 2018, 2019, around that time, maybe even 2017, where I started to realize pay rises weren't the most important thing. It wasn't that I don't think you should get pay rises. I advocate for asking for 2 pay rises a year. But I started to realize that pay rises alone are not going to help me to build the life I want outside of work. And isn't that the goal? When you leave work, you want to have a life that you enjoy. Like, imagine having a crappy job or an annoying job. Because I feel like all jobs are annoying, because unless you dreamed of your job, like when you were growing up, you wanted to be a doctor, a lawyer, a model, whatever it is, unless you were obsessed and that's all you ever wanted, most of us didn't dream of labor. Like, I dreamt of having money and living a life I wanted. I've never dreamt of a specific job or like loved my work. Like, I love what I do in the sense of, oh my gosh, I enjoy what I do and I wouldn't want to do something else because I have laughs and I have fun when I'm at work. But if I could choose, I wouldn't work at all. I'm not one of these people who's like, oh, if I win the lottery, I'll keep working. Why? If I win the lottery, I'm chilling. I would still coach because I do really enjoy coaching. I really enjoy helping people. But no, I'm not going to work. Why? I'm creating extra streams of income with that money. Now, that's another thing. You guys know I believe in multiple streams of income. I'm definitely creating streams of income. I'm not just going to sit with that money. But am I going to work in like the standard job? No, I don't dream of labor. I work because it's not optional for me. I'm blessed that I only have to work a few days a week. Like, I can now work part-time. And that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is one of the reasons why I stopped asking for pay rises. I am not telling everyone on this podcast episode to run out and like start asking for like random things and not ask for more money. Money makes the world go round. We need it. But what I'm saying is think bigger. Start thinking bigger than just the money. Because I know so many people who's working like 60 hours a week, like you're tired. And most of the extra hours you're doing is free labor because your boss is calling you 11 o'clock at night. But you make 6 figures. Absolutely not. I'll take a lower salary if my boss leaves me alone because the life I want outside of work does not include anyone calling me after 6 p.m. Absolutely not. It does not include anyone emailing me and expecting a response after 6 p.m. Like, furthermore, some days after 5 p.m, get away from me. Like, absolutely not. And that's what I mean about I stopped asking for pay rises. When I was in the season of just pay rises and money, that's exactly what I asked for. And remember, every season of your career will require different things. I stopped asking for pay rises, and instead of asking for a pay rise, I asked for shares in a company. Instead of asking for a pay rise, I asked for more paid annual leave. Instead of asking for a pay rise, I asked to work less days. I am not telling you all to run out and go and ask for these things. But like I said, I want you to think bigger. What do you want from your life? And how can your current job give that to you? How can it be a benefit to you and provide you with all the things that you want? Like, someone recently said to me that we had a conversation last year, and she said everything we spoke about in that like mini, it was a consultation where like it's a mini coaching. It's like people get a little taste of my coaching. She was like, I applied everything you said. I applied everything you said in the podcast, and everything has worked out. I've been able to get a new job offer. I've been able to do X, Y, Z. And some of what I told her was simple. I was like, stop working to your full capacity at your job. Step back. Stop overdoing it. A lot of you are at work overdoing it. You can create impact and visibility without having to do all the things at work. Do the things that matter. Do the things that keep you top of mind. Do the things that keep you visible, and make sure people like you. If everyone likes you, you can get away with doing hardly anything. That's what your boss is doing. That's what most of your bosses do. You guys know that most of you do all the work and your boss is chilling. Why? Because your boss is like, simple as that. Your boss runs a team who gets the job done. If none of you were getting the job done, people wouldn't like your boss as much because they'd be like, your department's failing. But your boss would just blame you guys, because if your boss is liked, they would just blame you and get new people in. And that's what tends to happen in most jobs. So be liked. You don't need to work at full capacity. Sometimes when you step back and you don't work at full capacity, you can start to think about, how does life look? When work starts to infect, because that's the only way to say it, when work starts to infect and poison your life, like you go home and you complain about it all the time, you're drained and you can't even hang out with your friends or go out to eat or do the things that you enjoy because work is stressing you out, that's when work is a problem. And that's when no pay rise is fixing that. You can ask for as much money as you want, but you still going to be stressed. You're still going to be peed off, because when are you going to have the time to spend that money? Because your boss is messaging you at 11 p.m. Like I said, I stopped asking for pay rises because I realized the pay rises alone were not giving me the life that I wanted. Why did I ask for shares? Shares is ongoing money separate from my pay. So I'm getting a pay rises, I'm getting my salary, and I'm getting shares. I'm continually getting dividends from those shares. So I'm continually getting extra pay. That's another stream of income. That's simply how I looked at it. Also, all the work I'm doing to help this company grow, I'm getting some of it back through my dividends from the shares that I negotiated. I'm not just getting a base salary, I'm eating from the profits that I'm helping the company make, because I'm a shareholder. Why do I want to work less days? Because I can spend more time with friends, family, go out to eat. Now, yes, a lot of my friends are working Monday to Friday. I can sleep. Before I had my baby. Before I had the baby, I can sleep. I can catch up on TV shows. I can cook dinner at 2:00 in the afternoon if I want, just because. I can go and do what I want to do. Like, I can go shopping in the middle of the day when no one's there and it's quiet. Oh my gosh. Doing a grocery shop on a quiet Monday afternoon. Beautiful. I can go and drop off things to charity if that's what I want to do. I can go and help at the church if that's what I want to go and do. I can go and see my friend who's on annual leave, not because I'm also on annual leave, but because I don't work that day. I can have a dentist appointment, a doctor's appointment. I can do whatever I want. That's why I want to work less days, because life is for living and I want to live. The more time I'm at work, the less time I get to live the life that I want. I can travel more because I work less, because I don't have to ask for Monday to Wednesday off to take a quick holiday. Like, if I want to take a holiday, I could go on a Saturday and be back on Wednesday so that I could be in work for Thursday. Do you see? I didn't have to take any annual leave. So then when I do take annual leave, oh my gosh, I'm barely at work. Like, I feel like I'm barely at work because I don't work certain days. So then when I'm taking annual leave as well, it's like, oh my gosh, when was the last time I was at work? It's amazing. So yeah, they're the reasons why I started thinking about other things. And to be honest, before I even asked for shares, extra paid annual leave was one of the first things, I think even the first thing, and I can't remember if it is the first thing, but one of the first things I asked for that I didn't know if I'd get a yes. Like, I was like, I'm probably going to get a no, but I'm going to ask anyway. And that's a really important thing I want to say in this episode. The things that you're scared to ask for, the things that you think you're going to get a no on, are usually the things that will change your entire career and your entire life. So just ask the question. If you get a no, you get a no. Ask someone else another time in another job. Like, you never know who's going to say yes and who's going to say no. But when I ask for extra paid time off, extra annual leave, whatever you call it, wherever you are in the world, I did that because I was like, I can't travel as much as I want to travel. I want to be able to travel loads. I love going on holiday, love sitting on a beach, love a rum punch. But there are so many places in the world I've not seen. Still to this day, there are so many places I haven't seen, because I like to sometimes repeat places, because if I enjoy a place, I'm going to go back. But I want to be able to do that. I want to be able to travel with my kids. I want to be able to travel with my husband. I want to be able to travel with my mum. I want to be able to travel more. So I asked for more annual leave. I said, you know what? This is what I want. So I asked for more annual leave. I don't know if I even asked for a pay rise that time when I asked for more annual leave. I feel like I just asked for more annual leave. And I got it. And even more annual leave feels like a mini pay rise because you're getting paid, even if you're getting paid the same salary. So say you're earning 50K and you're still earning 50K, but now instead of having 30 days off, you've got 40 days off. Those extra 10 days that you've got off to chill, like, and still get paid. Like, you're still getting paid those extra 10 days. And when I say 30 days, I'm not including like bank holidays because I know in the UK we get like 20 days holiday and 8 days bank holiday as standard. I'm talking about when you get 30 days plus 8 bank holidays. I'm talking about when you can ask for 40 days holiday plus 8 bank holidays. Like, do you know how nice that is? Do you know how nice that is? Do you know in other countries, they are lucky if they get 2 weeks holiday? Like, I have American clients that I work with who get 2 weeks. Some of them get 1 week. 1 week annual leave for the whole, there are 365 days in a year and you only giving me 7 days. Madness. Or 5 days. Madness. 14 days holiday or 2. Madness. Absolute madness. Like, people are always like, like, you're always jealous of other countries. Like, British people will be jealous of Americans. Americans will be jealous of, well, not really. They're not really jealous of us. But like, other countries might be jealous of like us, or we might be jealous of people in Europe, or Europeans might be jealous of us. Like, all different people are jealous of people. But you know how they say the grass is not greener on the other side? The grass is greener where you water it. Like, I hear clients say to me all the time, in America they get paid high salaries. Yeah, because they work like dogs. They work them like dogs. I got friends. You think corporate is bad in the UK? Corporate in the US. Insanity. Those people are fake nice over there and they expecting you to come in early, leave late as standard if you want to get ahead in your career. That over there, they tell me all the time, yeah, you need to send a thank you note after interview, whether you mean it or not, because that's going to help you get a job. Can you imagine? I do a good interview and I still send a thank you note. You just want me to jump through extra hoops. They work more hours than us. They work more days than us. Their work-life balance is much more off than ours. Like, we think we don't have work-life balance. Theirs is way more off. And I can only speak for the clients that I've had, because there are probably people in America that have got amazing work-life balance. But the clients that I have had, their corporate seems so much harder, so much more intense. So few holidays. Like, no, I couldn't, like, no. Do you know how stressful that is? 2 weeks holiday. You got to make them 2 weeks stretch. I'm going to the Maldives or Barbados or do you know how I'm going somewhere nice every single time I get them 2 weeks off? And some of them get 2 weeks and they're still like looked down on for taking their annual leave. Bro, you make more money because you work all the hours that God sends. That's why you make more money. And you spend more money. That's why they have to make more money. Like, people are always like, in America, making 6 figures is kind of more normal in the corporate world. Yes, it is. But they spend 6 figures. The average UK salary is like 37,000. That is absolutely rubbish. However, people live on it. People have homes, have cars, go on holiday and do all of that on 37K. They somehow manage. People are on 50K in the UK, managing. Now, when you add kids and stuff into it, it's a little bit different, but people are managing. In the US, yes, they make more, but they also spend more. Health insurance, no annual leave. Cars cost more, petrol, food. Like, they spend more, so they earn more. It's all relative. We have way better work-life balance in comparison to the clients that I have worked with. I'm not talking about I can't talk about the whole continent. I can't do that. I cannot talk about every single state in America. No, I can't. I can only go by what I have been told by the clients I work with and by the people that I know. But what I'm saying is, for me, if I worked in America, I would definitely be trying to negotiate more paid time off, because 2 weeks, what do you want me to do with 2 weeks? By the time I get on the plane's up in the air, I need to come back. Absolutely not. And then I can only do one holiday really a year, or maybe 2. If you've got 2 weeks, you can do 1 week and 1 week. What? What are you telling me? Someone who travels 5 times a year. Someone who hasn't traveled for the last 2 years because she was pregnant, then had a baby, and is now stressed because she's like, oh my gosh, I've not seen anywhere but the UK. You're telling me I wouldn't be able to travel more than twice a year? Or I'd have to do like long weekends. And the only good thing in America that I will say is 2 weeks probably works for them, because if they only work Monday to Friday and they have weekends, the whole of America, all the states are so different that you could travel within America and be somewhere like more tropical, like somewhere that's really hot, and then go somewhere that's cold or with snow and stuff like that. So they have more options. We need to travel further out to be able to get like some really good sunshine where there is also air conditioning. or go and ski or something like that. We have to actually travel. They can just stay in America and probably do like a quick vacation, as they call it, and go on the quick holiday and come back. So it is a little bit different. But yeah, I would definitely be requiring some more paid annual leave. Shares, why not? You're making money for the company, you're making profits for the company. Why shouldn't you get some of those profits back? Your salary is not the profits. Your salary is for the work that you're doing for them. Let's keep it real. Your salary is for the work that you do. Your paycheck at the end of the month, your pay is for the work that you do. Getting shares is eating into the profits that you're making them. You make them profits all the time. Ask for some of it back. Ask for some of it back on your pay, on your salary, and through shares. Why not? Again, the most someone can say to you is no. But look at your life. Do you want shares? Like, you might have 2 side hustles and your job. Maybe you don't want shares as your extra stream of income. I don't know why not, because that's just extra money. And you're already working in the job, so you don't have to do anything extra for that. However, I'm just saying, think about your life. I wanted more paid time off because I wanted to travel more. Then I wanted to work less days, so I negotiated a full-time salary for part-time hours. Why? Because I don't want to lose my money, but I do want to work less days. And I can still deliver the same result for you on part-time hours. Some of you, and you know who you are, you can't deliver the same results. You need the 5 days to be able to do your job. I know people like that. I've spoken to people like that. They're like, no way. If I was working 3 or 4 days, I couldn't get everything done. Then you don't need to negotiate that, because you're just going to make yourself look bad. I negotiated it because I know I could deliver. I made a point of delivering. I made a point of delivering my 5-day-a-week job in 3 days and delivering the same KPIs, the same level of money, the same income I was bringing in. I made sure, if anything, I did better, because I wanted them to know I'm never going back. And then I started finding jobs, like part-time jobs, that just paid more in general. Like, there are a lot of people that have always worked part-time or have worked part-time for like the last 10 years, and their job pays as much as someone on a full-time salary. Like, there are people that are earning the UK average, like 37,000 a year, for a part-time job. And there are people that are earning 37,000 a year working 5 days. So it's all about looking at the life that you're trying to live. Like, when was the last time you looked at your life and said, this is what I want? Do you want a new house? Is your salary not cutting it? Do you need to think of more streams of income? How can your job help you get that? Outside of a pay rise, are there other things your job can do? Because if you get shares, that can help. If you get a pay rise, that can help. If you get more paid annual leave, during your annual leave times, you could be working your side hustle and making extra money. Like, what is it that you want in life, and how can your current job help you achieve that? Are you trying to get into AI and your current job has training? And no, you don't want to stay at your current job, but they will train you for free. You will get a free certificate or a free qualification. And maybe you've got to sign a thing that says you stay for at least a year afterwards. The time is passing anyway, sis. The time is passing anyway. You've got to stay for a year. You've got to pay them back. Weigh up the pros and cons. Get the free training if you can get the free training. Is it going to help you with your next career move? Think about the life you are trying to build. If your company does not have a training budget, negotiate one. I literally read on LinkedIn the other day, someone who negotiated a certificate, negotiated a qualification, because she wanted that qualification. She spun it so that it sounded like it would help them at the job, and she got the qualification. Negotiate. Everything is up for negotiation. You don't need to negotiate all the things at once. That's the mistake a lot of people make. You're trying to negotiate all the things at once. You're negotiating shares, less days, more paid annual leave. Listen, your boss is going to be looking at you like, so what do I get out of this? They're not getting anything from it. Remember, it's a mutual exchange. They got to feel like they're going to benefit from it, or they're not going to lose from it. Even if they don't feel like they're going to benefit from it, they're not going to lose from it. It's still going to be good for them. So don't ask for everything at once. Don't be greedy. But yeah, these are the reasons I stopped asking for pay rises, because I realized there were other things, there were better things, and there were things that better aligned with the life I was trying to build. I knew I was obviously getting married and that my husband didn't have children and he wanted kids. I thought I was one and done, never thought I was going to have any more. That is why there's such a big age gap between my kids. However, me having the job I do, where I only work part-time in corporate and then I'm a full-time coach, super helpful when I got pregnant, super helpful now that I've had the baby, because I'm only going into corporate 2 days a week. Even when I upped it to 3 days a week, I was only going into corporate 3 days a week. Me doing the freelance work that I do, where I do HR and paperwork for other people, I help other people with their content and things like that. That helps me because I can do that in the evenings when the baby is sleeping. That's also another reason, guys, why you haven't had some podcasts, because in the evenings, I'm sometimes doing my freelance work, or I'm doing CVs for a client, or I'm doing a coaching call when the baby's sleeping. And then it means I have to pick what I'm able to do. As she gets older, things will get easier. But again, me having negotiated things earlier on in my career or years ago have led me to this point, had made me realize that you can earn full-time money on part-time hours. And that's what made me apply for part-time jobs that were paying slightly more, or look into companies that pay way more on their full-time roles. So I know that if they have a part-time role, that, or if I negotiate part-time once I've been on full-time, I would earn basically someone else's full-time salary. So yeah, I stopped asking for pay rises because pay rises alone weren't going to give me this life. They weren't going to support this life that I'm currently living. There are other things you can ask for. I used to have a parking permit for one of my jobs. Oh, that was so helpful because I could drive to work every day and park where I wanted in that vicinity. Oh, and not be stressed. Loved it. Loved driving to work every day, and not having to get on the sweaty train. And now I'm back to commuting on the train when I do have to go in. I've negotiated remote work before 2020, before remote work was a thing. I've negotiated hybrid before I even knew it was called hybrid. I just used to be like, can I work 4.5 days instead of 5 days? Or can I work 4 days? Yeah, I've negotiated those things years before. I was working 4 days a week at one of my childcare jobs when I worked in a nursery. One of my nursery jobs, I worked 4 days a week. One of my HR jobs, I worked 5 days, but I only worked from, I think it was 8 till 3 or something like that. And I was a manager. Perfect. Come on, or 8 till 4. No, I feel like it was 8 till 3. I don't remember, but it was shorter hours. I wasn't working 8 till 5, basically. I wasn't working 9 till 6. Some days I was starting at 10, beautiful, and still finishing at 4 or 5, beautiful. And I was the manager. Listen, there are jobs like this out there. There are jobs that exist. And when they don't exist, you can create them by negotiating. I have negotiated job titles that didn't exist because I knew that if I negotiated the job title, maybe not the pay because they weren't willing to give me the money I wanted. They weren't willing to give me the extra annual leave, but they were willing to give me the title. That title then helped me because if I negotiate from a standard manager title to a director title or to a senior manager type title that I know is recognized in the industry and is going to help me get a better job when I leave this job, why wouldn't I do it? So yeah, I stopped asking for pay rises and started asking for titles, shares, extra paid annual leave, parking permits, extra pension pay. Now this is not financial advice, so no one follow me. I do not pay into a company pension. I do not. I'm pretty good at saving, so I do that. But when one of my companies was like, oh, there's this pension scheme, blah, 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 and it basically, the pension scheme itself, they put your money into different shares and it can grow your money really quickly. Obviously, it can also make your money stagnant, but it can grow your money really quickly. And I heard about it. I was like, oh, this sounds really good. And my boss was like, you should think about getting into it. And I was like, oh, I don't want to be in the pension scheme. Me and my boss had a conversation and my boss was like, okay, I'll pay the first few months so you can see how quickly the money grows. Not only was that a great negotiation, but it was also because I was liked. I was very, very liked by my boss. I worked my ass off there, so I should have been very liked. But I was very liked. I was very visible. And I let it be known all the things that I'd done and all the impact that I delivered. But that's where we led to. When I look at that pension pot now, I'm like, wow. More money was put into my pension pot that year than has ever been put in because I don't put money in. But I can look at that and be like, wow. Just because I stopped asking for pay rises and decided to ask for things that are better. So yeah, not telling you not to ask for pay rises, ask for the damn pay rise, but also ask for all the other things that could shape the life that you're currently living to one that you really, really enjoy. Anyway, I hope this episode has helped someone. I hope it's helped multiple people. Leave a comment, share it if you've liked it. Let other people know all about what I talk about on here. Because if you want to upgrade your career, confidence, or bank balance, this is the place to be. I will be going on break for summer like I do every year. But I'm going to try and get a couple more episodes out before I do that. Anyway, have a great rest of your week and I will speak to you in the next episode. I hope this episode gave you exactly what you needed and motivated you to confidently take steps towards your next career move. If you enjoyed it, screenshot and share it on your socials, tag me on Instagram, and come join my community of amazing women working on leveling up their confidence and career. Thanks for listening, and see you next time.